Fortnite dropped 7 years ago, but I missed out on it. As a brand new player to the game, I will be jumping in during Chapter 6 and playing Fortnite's OG mode to see what I missed and what all the hype is about. To make things more interesting, I won't stop until I get a Victory Royale. So without further ado, let's go ahead and travel back to Chapter 1 Season 1 with Fortnite OG. So the first thing I have to do is pick up the OG Battle Pass, of course. I figured that making a small offering to Epic might better my chances of getting decent lobbies or teammates. I mean, I'm new to the game, so they have to give me a break, right? How hard could this challenge really be? So with my new swag unlocked, I decided to take the plunge and dive into my first game of Fortnite OG. My teammate pinged a POI and committed to the dive, so I followed to back him up. I still have no idea how to drop effectively at this point, so I ended up landing late at a contested house. I quickly try to see if there's any loot left for me, but I don't have to worry about scavenging for too long because a volley of grenades quite literally blows me out of the house. Not a great start, but I am able to retreat back to my teammate who employs a unique method of reviving me. Interesting technique. Anyway, I get back up and continue to look for a weapon, but finding none, I decide to return to my team and at least serve as a distraction. I pickaxe an unsuspecting Ice Spice in a hole in the ground, and she is so surprised by my blatant disregard for my own well-being that she has no chance to win the fight. Finally, with a gun in hand, I take some time to open a chest and for some reason cancel opening it right as I'm about to, and not realizing that pickaxing is way slower than just opening it, get hit with yet another random grenade, going down for the second time in this match. Things are going well, I'd say. My teammates pick me up yet again, only for more random grenades to start flying. I am noticing a trend here. I try to keep an eye on where I think the enemies are advancing from, completely forgetting that I have the sound indicator turned on, mind you, and proceed to get knocked yet again, along with the rest of my team. Okay, so first game, 20th place. Not ideal. I clearly have a lot to learn, but hey, everybody's gotta start from somewhere, right? Game number 2. Not feeling great about my performance, I try to attack a Mrs. Incredible that is accosting an AFK gingerbread man in our pre-game lobby. Feeling an overwhelming sense of regret about taking out my aggression from the last game on the OG thick mom herself, I attempt to resolve things peacefully by default dancing. Mommy accepts my peace offering and begins to make it rain dollar bills on me. I never thought I would say those words in that order. Fortnite truly is a giant fever dream that we're all just collectively sharing in. My teammate marks a spot for us to drop once again, and I am still having a hard time figuring out the drop mechanics in this game for some reason. Worried I will get into another situation where everyone grabs the loot before I can land, I decide to try my luck at this random house. I managed to secure a shotgun and some bandages, which is better than I can say for last time, so I start off to reunite with my team. I arrive at Salty Springs just in time to see my teammates down everyone. Being the filthy degenerate and recovering looter-shooter gamer that I am, I get too excited at the prospect of shiny loot and steal the shield potion right out from under All Might's nose, and then proceed to not use it. It really is amazing to watch back this old footage because I get to relive great moments like this. Or this moment, where I decide that I better trade out my green tactical SMG for a different green tactical SMG. Truly, I am an incredible player destined for greatness. Continuing on, Snoop Dogg gets dropped and I do my best to avenge him, but almost die in the process. Clearly I have a lot of work to do when it comes to learning the mechanics of this game, but hey, at least I'm using a med kit, and would you look at that, I even realize I didn't use the shield potion. Things are looking up. As we continue on, my teammate pings a sniper rifle. I figure I might as well try my luck with it, but alas, I have no ammunition for it. Maybe we'll find some along our journey. Over at Loot Lake, my teammates try to revive Snoop, but here comes my old arch nemesis, Grenade Spam, once again to rain on our parade. I forget once again about the sound indicators I specifically turned on to help my awareness, and get shot from the side. But I am able to double back and get it down with my teammates' help. My Apex Legends instincts tell me to thirst this kill as soon as possible, scoring me a second sniper rifle and some much needed ammo. It seems that the teammate of the guy I killed is back, and he's not too happy that we took out his friend. I tag him with a decent little shot, in my opinion, for my first ever snipe in Fortnite, but he dips back behind cover before taking down a freshly respawned Snoop Dogg. I wait like a coiled cobra, ready to strike my prey. And hey, it actually fucking worked. All Might says that we're on our own and leaves me to revive Snoop Dizzle. I try to navigate my controls and drop the extra sniper rifle that I have to help my teammates fight off the distant enemies shooting at us, not realizing that in this time my whole team is dead, and yet again I ignore the sound indicator showing me that another team is about to shove a shotgun up my ass and pull the trigger. Well, at least we got 12th place this time, and I had a couple of eliminations, but I think I can admit that this is clearly going to take longer than I thought it would. Okay, game 3. My team wants to land Retail Row, and I'm slowly starting to figure out how to navigate this whole dropping thing. I get a grenade launcher right away, which I didn't know was in this game, and my excitement at all the possibilities of what awaits me causes me to forget what I just learned about using a shield potion when you pick one up. Trust me, I know it's painful. As bad as it is for you to watch, it's 10 times worse when you're reviewing your own tape and seeing every little mistake you make in real time. It's just... oh gosh. After a little bit of looting simulator, I finally realized that I have my shield potion in my inventory and use it. Hey, at least I got to it faster in this game, and I'm learning how to auto-run and rearrange my inventory, so things are slightly improving. This game has been all looting and no action so far, but that's about to change. Spider-Man 2099 spots some people fighting in the distance and takes his shot. I decide to test out my assault rifle at range, and after only 2 shots, I realize that I am not going to be able to hit the broadside of a barn with this thing. Luckily, we don't have to wait long to get into another fight because Juice WRLD and his friend decide to crash our party. I display my distinct lack of familiarity with aiming in Fortnite, but somehow manage to take down both players. The voices in my head from years of Apex once again force me to thirst both my kills before picking Spider-Man up. As I do, the rest of my team pings that they are under attack at Dusty Depot. Being the good boy I am, I rush to help my homies out, only for them to clean it all up right before I get there. I mean, hey, it's the thought that counts, right? As we continue into the ring, I spy a lone player on a zipline and struggle to point him out to my team. We are able to crack his shield, but the dude dips before we can finally close the gap and finish him off. I spy some people in the distance and hit every conceivable button before finally pinging their location, but then I proceed to get sniped from afar. Not ideal. Realizing I don't have any weapons that will help me in an engagement at this range, I drop down and try to avoid getting shot. I also realize now that I have no health items at all, which is not great when we're about to get into the thick of things. Me and the boys make our push towards the enemy team, and I try to use the grenade launcher for the first time to clear out some cover. It goes about as well as you would expect, which is to say, not well at all, but it does catch the attention of yet another team that has the high ground on us. Knowing that we did at least some damage to the fleeing enemy in the basin, I decide to give chase and try to secure the kill. In the process of pushing, I get shot from the side. Turning, I see a sock monkey and I take him down quickly, scoring a knock. I manage to secure my kill and try to grab my teammate's revive card, but get pushed back when grenades start raining down, forcing me to reposition. Honestly, bad prioritization on my part, but I needed those shield potions if I was going to stand a chance of surviving in this hellhole. I managed to chug both, but by this time, Sock Monkey's team is on me and they are pissed. They make short work of me, and I get a newfound hate for this river area south of Loot Lake. 6th place finish though, and some kills, so that's something I guess. Game 4. My teammate pinged a random location outside of the major POIs to land, which confused me. I kept looking to see where they were actually dropping, and by the time we did, it was hella late. I decided my best course of action would be to try and find some loot in these random houses, and it kind of worked out. But I really wanted to make sure that I could rally with my team ASAP so that we had strength in numbers once I got a weapon. We linked up at Dusty Depot and decided to move south towards some gunshots in the distance. I see a fleeing Frozone and do my classic hit every button except the mark enemy button move, but I'm so caught up in trying to figure out the controls and shoot at him that I don't even realize my entire team is slowly getting picked off one by one behind me. Whoops. Yeah, that one's on me. I have the game awareness of a dead cow in Fortnite, and I really need to work on that if I'm going to get better. Game 5 saw me drop into Fatal Fields. I got lucky off drop and picked up a purple AR and went to link up with my team. On my way, I got shot by a random Michael Myers. Thankfully, he may have been a bot, giving me time to ask him for bandages, ping him, and then finally shoot him. Got to love my prioritization of actions in these high-stress situations. It's just truly something to see. I run over to help my lone teammate out, but he already has 2 enemies dropped, so I help finish them off. Their teammate is coming in hot for revenge right as I'm about to leave, so I double back and eliminate him quickly. Another player tries to approach us, but my teammates take him out with no effort. It seems they are wise to my loot goblin ways and snag up the shield potion before I can grab it and hold it without using it. Honestly, smart move on their part. I hear another member of that last player's team running up through the woods towards us, and we quickly sit them down. We're not sure where the others are, but we do spot this lone weirdo running around and quickly make them rethink their life choices. The last member of the team then takes some shots at you boy, but seeing that I have actual competent players backing me up on my team, he decides to book it. I got briefly distracted by a shield potion because of course I did, but hey, this time I remember to use it right away. Okay, I'm getting better. You can't tell me this shit doesn't look delicious, honestly. And anytime a drink is blue, it's good. Blue Gatorade, best Gatorade. Blue cocktails, always amazing. I just know that drinking the shield pot slaps. Anyway, we chase down the lone survivor through the cornfields, and I score an assist. If nothing, these games have taught me that I really need to put in more time to be able to get my aim down if I want to do well and succeed. My teammate gets shot by another team rotating through, and I try to avenge him based on what side of the barn I think that the enemy is coming from. Yeah, bad read, that's on me. I got clapped immediately. We tune in to see one of my remaining teammates playing Looting Simulator, and the other is trying to do a covert rescue operation for our reboot cards before getting caught out by a bot. One of the players that killed us takes aim from a rooftop and forces our homie Python to use a medkit, which he takes as the opportunity to W-key the ever-loving shit out of our porta bunker. A battle ensues, but unfortunately our boy Python can't quite hack it. At least our last teammate is grabbing my reboot card, and he's still shopping for loot, okay? He waits in the storm until the other team clears out and grabs Python's card as well before rebooting us. I escape from the storm and have some issues vaulting this window. Eventually, I remember I am playing Fortnite and break down the wall storm side so I have some cover while grabbing this shield potion. We cautiously cut through Salty Springs, but the zone is moving once again, and I am caught out with no meds. We wipe in 7th place. In general, I do have to say 2 things. I think that I need to be more aware of the zone movement during the gameplay, and I have to say I'm constantly feeling starved for resources in OG. Maybe that's just the mode, maybe it's me, but either way, it fucking sucks, man. If I just had some bandages, this might have played out completely differently. So going forward, I'm going to try and make a conscious effort to move towards zone faster and prioritize picking up any and all meds that I can while playing. For Game 6, we have a mildly confusing start, as we have like 4 different locations pinged to go to off drop. I eventually just decide we're going to Tomato Town, whoever wants to join me can. And after looting up, I join up with my team and we head towards zone, not wanting to make the same mistake we did last game. I get mildly confused on the way about where this chest sound indicator is coming from, and spend way too long looking for it, but hey, at least we got there eventually. Hey, and this time I've got bandages! We run across some random goon that gets taken down by my teammates, but then we hear shots coming from behind us in Tomato Town. Worried that I won't get better if I don't play more aggressively, I rush in to help my teammates. I take time to thirst Lord Beerus and then catch up with Dynamo to see that she's already got all the other players handled. Well, at least I was there if anything went sideways, you know? I tried. We've barely arrived at Dusty Depot when Dynamo spots yet another player in the distance. This kid is just way too fast. She moves like a seasoned predator on the hunt for some small game, and I'm just here trying to keep up. I make another mental note to myself that I need to be better about sticking with my team in the future and focus on being quick while looting and navigating, especially in these large open expanses of the map. But only time will tell if I can actually implement that. We take the zipline to high ground, hoping to get the drop on some enemies. There's a team on height far off with a sniper rifle, and I know that my current loadout is not going to be able to compete with that. So I drop down to make moves with my teammate Kratos. Unfortunately, I forget to hug the wall of the hill to slide down and take some fall damage. We swing wide to avoid the high ground team, but that just leads us right through the river area that I hate, with the high cliffs all around us on all the sides. Enemies could have an angle on us from anywhere, so I am not feeling confident right about now. My teammates spy some enemies and open fire. I rush in and try to support just in time to see a lone Juice WRLD try to push our whole squad solo. The hell's he thinking? I try to secure my only kill so far this game when a second Juice WRLD pops out from behind the tree and lays me out flat. Oh god, the first Juice was just bait and I fell for it. Now with the two most incompetent players down on our respective teams, my squad and the enemy's squad engage in a firefight. But my teammates are able to come out as victors. Karma has literally come for me after my recklessness, and Dynamo makes sure to provide cover by dancing, so that any enemy snipers will automatically be drawn to her moves and not my tender, exposed body. I'm up and I'm requesting shield, but we don't have much time to talk about it, as a high ground team is raining explosives down on our position. Karma catches a stray, and seeing that Dynamo is trying to help them up, I decide to try and make myself useful by providing some cover fire to give them time to get ready for the inevitable push. The enemy team is obviously W keying on our position hard, so I can only hope that maybe I can try and even the odds or do some damage before they collapse on us. I spy Eminem swinging wide on our position, so I proceed to fire multiple warning shots towards him to let him know that I really mean business. If I just had one shot, just one opportunity to seize everything I ever wanted in one moment, it looks like I wouldn't capture it, and I would indeed let it slip. I think that I may be able to escape from the storm for a possible reset, but my old arch nemesis, the grenade, quickly dashes those dreams. With Kratos and yours truly down and out, Dynamo and Karma retreat to try and lick their wounds. But a weird pink bear monstrosity tries to run up on them. Dynamo dispatches the foul beast back to the depths of hell quickly enough, and after securing a supply drop, they rock the best loadouts that I've seen in this game up to this point. I'm starting to think to myself, maybe, just maybe, this is the one. Maybe they can actually pull this off. Sure, I'm dead, but this might be my first Victory Royale. They even managed to get the drop on a team from the high ground, but it kinda goes sideways and they can't quite pull off the 2v4. And we end up getting third place. Okay, so this is proving more difficult than I thought it would be. Okay, so this might be the craziest, most bizarre thing that has ever happened to me in a video game. Game 7 started off like any other game, but when we were waiting for the drop to happen, I could hear two of my teammates over the comms, but one player I'm guessing was in a private party or didn't have their mic open to non-friends. I don't usually play with my mic on, so I was just kind of expecting this to be like any other game, but then this happened.
Haunted house? Oh my god, is that haunted house?
That's right. From what I can gather, the muted teammate recognized me, and the other kid was kind of repeating what he said and giving him a hard time. This was followed by the muted player instantly sending me a friend invite. And I have to be honest, this took me aback. I have never been recognized in-game before, especially for a small channel like this. My first Fortnite video was out and had less than 5,000 views at this point, so I couldn't fathom that someone would recognize me, especially since my PlayStation name doesn't match with my channel name. This was such a random, surreal, and honestly kind of heartwarming experience that I didn't know how to handle it. But if you guys are watching, I just wanted to say thanks for the game. Thanks for playing with me. And for the record, yes, I did accept the request after this game ended. We landed at Dusty Depot and grabbed some loot before moving to the high ground to scout the area out. I spy some enemies in the distance and conduct my trusty ritual of dancing, opening my inventory, and asking for bandages before pinging the threat. One day I will learn the controls to this game, I promise. We advance and third party a fight going on, but this has to be some bots fighting or something. They have no situational awareness, which I know is rich coming from a player like me. Somehow during all that, my teammate Ghost went down. I think he may have gotten a little too excited trying to join us and fell off the cliff or something. We help him up, but he's back down again when another team pushes in on our position. This game has a lot more action than the last few, and we are right in the thick of it. Another bot tries to take me out, which gives me an opportunity to try and dodge bullets like I'm Neo before finally taking down Judge Fudge. Interesting name. Another player approaches, hearing all the noise, and I use 100% of my brain power to try and aim. Hey, I may still be cheeks at this game, but I am learning what areas I need to focus on, at least. After thirsting my kill to try and get some ammo, I'm now in the middle of the field, getting shot at, separated from my team, and honestly, I am stressed the hell out. Thank God this was just a bot, giving me a chance to come out on top even though I have no skill and no ammo. Another enemy is approaching, so I accidentally pick up and throw the downed enemy. Then I pull out my pickaxe to conserve ammo, trying to secure the down while being shot at. I still don't fully understand that my swing will hit where my cursor is pointed and not make a full arc, making this an even bigger mess than what it needed to be, but I finally take down Serious Steve and grab some ammo and a pistol, which I use to fight Ghost Rider. Honestly, looking back at this gameplay is painful because you can see how panicked I was. But to be fair, I have 8 eliminations, which is the most I've ever had in a game up to this point. This bot runs right up to me, but I threaten him with an empty AR and he minds his business. Another enemy snags the kill from me, and even with the worst pistol aim this side of the Mississippi, I am able to come out victorious. At the time, this felt like I had just survived a crazy John Wick-style gunfight, even though it really shouldn't have been as stressful as it was for me. With 9 eliminations to my name, I attempt to reconvene with my team, but they are starting to get picked off. My brain is completely fried from that last gunfight I just went through, so I don't even notice that another team is running up next to me until it's way too late. And unfortunately, we get taken out. Dean Slayer, who's playing as Ariana Grande in her true reptilian form apparently, waits patiently for the enemy team to clear out before grabbing everybody's reboot cards and heading to revive us. He's about to take the zipline to the van when he sees an enemy player in the area and backs off. Dean swings wide and gets a vantage point on the area, noting that they just respawned someone and he has to wait for the van to recharge. While trying to be patient, he gets a little antsy and starts popping shots at the enemies below. It's going well until it isn't, at which point Dean retreats and tries to heal up and head to another van. But unfortunately, he is spotted by enemies on high ground and gets taken out, landing us in 5th place. GG's, team. For Game 8, I decide I need to shake things up a little bit. I swap my character over to the Renegade Racer variant, hoping that the new drip would bring me better luck. Look good, feel good, play good, am I right? Honestly, probably not, but we're gonna try it anyway. In the pre-game lobby, I break it down with Levi before establishing my dominance on an AFK Thanos. But alas, party time is over and it's back to the grind. Okay, House, you've got this. You're wearing a new skin, you did decent last game, it's only up from here. My team is dropping Retail Row, but it looks a little congested over there for my taste, so I seek the peace and solitude of the country. After looting up, I join my team right in time for one of them to get taken down. I try to offer my assistance, but a bloodthirsty Juice WRLD dispatches me. My big cat teammate is fighting for his life, but he runs out of ammo, and Juice WRLD takes him down as well from afar. The last festive fellow on my team is trying to loot up, but death waits for no man, as Juice adds yet another soul to his kill count. Game 9, feeling honestly not fine after that last game, and went from having one of the best games kill-wise in my whole life to absolute rock bottom. C'est la vie, I guess. We're headed towards Pleasant Park, but I decide to try this little house on the mountain to see if I can at least get looted up before someone is trying to clap my cheeks. I open the house to claim my prize of nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, so much for that plan. Maybe I can sneak my way into Pleasant Park while the other teams are fighting, claim some leftover loot, and clean up the enemies that are still alive by third-partying them. Everything seems to be going well, and even when a team tries to push in on us, Gwenpool and I are able to stand our ground and come out victorious. As we are catching our breath, a second wave of bots runs out from the wilderness and tries to attack us, but we are able to take them down as well. I go off to loot like the gremlin I am, while Gwenpool tries to reboot our teammate that didn't disconnect, which leaves her very vulnerable. And honestly, that was a bad call on my part because she gets taken down by an enemy team. I figure my best course of action isn't to rush into a 4v1 and try and take them all down, so I keep looting and hope that they'll pass through the area and then I'll be able to collect their cards. Uh-oh. Looks like they're onto my shenanigans. I post up and try and take a defensive position in the basement, hoping they'll just pass me by, ready to take my shot if needed. And... ah, shit. I whiff, and the enemy literally gets the drop on me. Damn it, dude, my grenade doesn't even avenge me from the grave. Ugh. Game 10 sees us plunging into Pleasant Park once again. Everyone and their mama is here, so I can already tell that this is gonna be a fun time for me. I snag up some loot and my Juice World teammate posts up in a house as Purple gets knocked. I run over to try and help my kitty cat friends as another baddie goes through the front door and arrive just in time to see everything go to absolute shit. I pick up my teammates' reboot cards and have a bot battle that I eventually win. Sorry about that, Ophelia. Better get thee to a nunnery. I dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge the oncoming enemy hordes, trying to make some space to quench my thirst with a shield potion if I can. Oh, and it seems like Juice World is still posted up over there. Nice. I decide that if he won't go to the conflict, I will bring the conflict to him. Juice is hiding out like Harry Potter under the staircase, but with some encouragement from Purple,
you got this, bro.
He gains the courage to venture forth into combat. After healing up a little bit, I accidentally shoot my grenade launcher inside, which Juice World and I both instinctively know is the sign to charge into the fray. We rush outside and take down the remaining players fighting, including Miss Thickums herself. R.I.P. in peace. With our powers combined, Juice and I bring back the kitty cat twins. We loot the rest of Pleasant Park, but the storm is moving again, so we push towards the south. We take down a lone player right as the storm catches up to us, and I share the wealth with Purple by giving her a med kit. At some point in that whole thing, Juice World goes AFK in storm and dies. We continue moving towards the ring and spot an enemy going for a supply drop. I still can't get used to the grenade launcher in this game, so I fire a few warning shots to let him know we're on our way. At least it clears out the cover, and the enemy takes the bold, stand in the open and snipe at the full team advancing at me strategy for battle. It's crazy that that doesn't work, honestly. There's only 8 players left, so we're down to the wire. I hop up to get some loot, dodging enemy fire as I do so. I grab a sniper rifle to hopefully return the favor, but I only have 1 bullet for it. I move over to join the kitty cat crew, take aim at where the enemy is posted up, and let it fly. Holy shit, I didn't think that would actually work. With the zone advancing and the enemy team temporarily distracted by reviving their teammate, I decide that we're gonna move forward further into zone. I see the team that was shooting at us advance, and eventually I hear gunfire, knowing that they've found the 3rd remaining team in this game. With the sounds of that gunfight over, I know it's just my team versus the last team for victory. It is now or never. So I swing wide, hoping we can get a better position and angle for the end game. Unfortunately, while I'm looking for more sniper ammo, Purple gets shot, giving the enemies the confidence they need to advance and finish off the crew. Slay with Shay gets knocked next, leaving little old me to fight everyone off. Yeah, not happening. We get dropped in the closest game I've had so far. So is that it? Is there any hope for us completing this challenge? I want to be hopeful, but to be honest, at this point I could feel my confidence fading game after game. With my last bit of determination, I decided to push on for one more game this play session. Knowing I'm down in the dumps, dabbing Batman tries to boost my spirits. Let's hope it helps. Game 11. It looks like we're dropping Greasy Grove, which has to be a contender for the nastiest name for a POI in Battle Royale history. I grab up any loot I can find in the house and I go to my teammates, who already have 7 eliminations at this point. Holy shit. Okay team, I see you. We loot the rest of Greasy Grove and then we head towards the zone. I honestly spent the majority of this game just chasing after my team. I guess I was so down after that close defeat last game that I forgot what I had learned about looting fast and moving with them as one cohesive unit. At Salty Springs, we run into more players and my team takes them down. Honestly, looking back at this footage, you can just tell that I'm playing way too cautiously, especially given the pace that my teammates are setting. The little fundamentals that I do have are slipping, gang, and it is not looking good for your boy. At this point, we are leaving Salty Springs with 13 team eliminations, of which I have contributed not a single one. But hey, at least I completed my quest for traveling distance while sliding. It's the important things, right? My team picks off a few more people before some enemies on the high ground give us trouble. Goku Black goes down and things start to get a little hairy. Call that dude Elton John because he's a rocket man. I need to fall back and to heal up. Junior grabs Goku's reboot card, but then takes a rocket directly to the face. Things are dire, but X-Men 1427 grabs Junior and carries him out like a fucking war hero. I cut an angle to the next cover and wait for the enemy push, but it doesn't happen. There's another team at Retail Row, but I know that now might be my only chance to revive Goku with all the chaos going on. Junior gets downed again, and I sneak the revive while X-Man looks like he's absolutely fighting for his life out there. I feel for him. With the reboot completed, I go back to support my team. We are all bruised, battered, but we're back together, and that is what matters. My team heals up what we can, and eventually we realize we can't just sit here in this war of attrition and that we need to move towards zone. I find a sniper rifle on the ground, and even though there's a team in front of us, I'm paranoid about the team we left behind us, so I keep an eye on our 6. Eventually Goku gets knocked again, and I try to snipe at the enemies to keep them from advancing. I've had some pretty decent shots in my previous games, hopefully I can pull that off again now. Ouch. Oh, okay. Or not, that's fine. We retreat a bit, and Junior eats yet another rocket. I swear those things must be magnetically drawn to him at this point. I hide behind the pine trees and heal up, using the last of my meds. Rockets and grenades are flying at us from all angles in this basin, as the 2 remaining teams have the high ground on either side of us. Not an ideal position. Eventually my team gets some nice picks on the high ground enemies, and we decide that it's now or never, and that we need to push for a power position or risk losing the game yet again. Junior gets sniped, and I try to avenge him, but choke and get downed as well. Luckily Goku's always been there to have my back, and he's there to clean up the kill this time and pick me back up. We have 30 seconds until the ring starts moving again, and it is not pulling towards us. I am desperately trying to get whatever health I can, and honestly, things are looking pretty fucking bad. We are all hurt, we're starting to run low on ammo. I take a shot at a distant enemy and miss. X-Man rushes in like the fucking madman he is. And my support fire is more supportive in a way that a grandma is about something that she doesn't truly understand, and not so much like a teammate who's actually contributing equally. X-Man downs the enemy, and there's only one left. We rush across the trailer park basin towards zone, and before I know it, we did it? We fucking did it! My team has 26 kills, X-Man accounted for 18 of those, and I didn't have a single one, but we did it! I finally got my first Fortnite OG Victory Royale. So there you have it. I did it. I got my first Victory Royale in OG. Took a lot of hard work, and I know I still have things to improve on, but at the end of the day, What? That doesn't count. What do you mean that doesn't count? I got the umbrella, man. What are you talking about? You're saying it doesn't count if I got carried to victory without contributing anything to my team? Didn't you see that revive I had? I mean, Well, okay then. Then I guess it's time for me to roll up my sleeves and put some work in. I will continue on until I get a Victory Royale that I actually earn. And to do that, I am going to play solo from this point forward. Game 1. We're starting the game counter over since getting a solo OG win is technically a new challenge, and a new challenge calls for new drip. I equipped the aerial assault bomber skin, hoping that it will bring me some luck. I have to say, even though I'm messing around and default dancing with this, fine gentlemen in the pregame lobby. I am feeling the pressure build up already. Not having teammates means that I don't have anyone to fall back on to help me finish off my kills or save me if I get downed. It's all on me. Let's hope I can get it together and pull this off. I figure that I have to play this strategically. I decide to land at a location outside of a major POI to hopefully get some loot before moving into a potentially contested area. My thought process is that any players that land in the POI can grab up all the loot, fight each other, and then I come in afterwards and clean up all the kills and collect all the loot they got, taking the best stuff and heading out with my best foot forward. With a blue SMG and a shotgun in hand, I push into Tomato Town. I hear some players fighting, so I try to put my nerves aside and push to take advantage of the situation. As I approach, I come across a confused bot at the gas station and quickly put him down. I'm not sure if the player on the hill took out the other player, but seeing nothing in my immediate area, I push up and handle the threat that I know is still there. 2 kills to my name, not a bad start, but I'm going to need a lot more where that came from if I plan on winning this game. I continue on to the covered bridge area when I hear more gunshots in the distance. You can really tell from my gameplay that I'm keeping my head on a swivel, paranoid that someone will rush up on me at any second. The nerves at playing without a squad are really starting to get to me. As I come up to this industrial area, I hear footsteps in the distance and decide to do my best Solid Snake impression and go stealth mode. I manage to get the drop on this poor fishy fellow, pulling off an elimination that honestly takes me aback. I am rewarded with a blue AR and a shield potion for my troubles, and I start to feel a little bit of confidence creep in, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. There are still 49 players left in this match, so I have a long way to go. I take a zip line up to the high ground to try and get the lay of the land. Some gunshots back over by Tomato Town catch my attention, and even though every encounter is pushing my heart rate to the absolute limit, I know that A, I need to keep fighting and not be a sneaky snake if I want to get any better at this game, and B, with my blue weapons and 50 shields, I likely have an advantage over any other players at this point, especially if I third-party the fight. As I approach, I catch some strays from an enemy, and I quickly use the hill to my advantage to reload and finish him off when he peeks. I quickly survey the area to see if that player he was fighting is still around, but either they're dead or they're hiding. I quickly grab up my loot, including a sniper rifle. I'm about to move on to the next area when I hear even more shots coming from Tomato Town. Man, this area of the map is just popping off. I spot 2 players fighting and try to take advantage of my position on height and use my new loot to take them out. But let's just say that my sniping leaves a lot to be desired. Honestly, this is kind of painful to watch back. Finally, I land a shot, but it only does enough to get the assist. I see Cora rush into the battle and miss my shot, but she is taken out by Eminem. Marshall Mathers is getting a little too bold with his peeking while trying to heal up, and I line up a nice little snipe to secure the kill. Knowing that the sounds of this large firefight have probably caught the attention of everyone in the area and that I need to make sure to get to the next zone, I decide to dip out. Things honestly aren't going that bad for my first solo attempt, but as the number of players remaining ticks down, my anxiety is growing. You can tell I'm bugging out because I managed to find a shield potion and for some reason cancel using it and shoot my gun, wasting a golden opportunity to push my health advantage and also alerting anyone in the area to my position. Great. Nice work, House. Good one. I managed to make it to zone and get some more loot, but at this point I am so frustrated with myself for wasting the shield potion that I don't even realize I'm getting walked up on until it's way too late. And unfortunately, I get taken out in 13th place. Oh man, this one is frustrating because I had the loot. I was trying to play smart, but it's clear that my nerves and inexperience just got the best of me and I choked, man. I honestly just choked. There's nothing else I can really say, and without other teammates, it's pretty evident that this falls on me. Now, I won't even lie to you guys. That loss kind of broke me. I felt like I had only got my previous OG win because my team carried me to victory. I didn't think it was possible for me to win an OG match again, let alone solo, based on how far behind I felt compared to everyone else. It just felt crappy, man. and I needed to step away for a bit to clear my head. I took some time away to edit some other videos for this channel, and I have to be real with you. The reception that my other videos got really meant a lot to me. Everyone was so kind and took time out to send encouraging comments or offer helpful advice, and I honestly cannot thank you enough for that. I may be a small content creator, but that outpouring of love you guys sent my way was so appreciated and much needed at this point. I took your advice and started messing with my settings and sensitivity. I spent a lot of time playing around in creative maps to get more practice fighting or just get used to the controls, and even spent a lot of time playing around in the full Chapter 6 zero build game mode to get more comfortable with Fortnite in general. I hate to sound cheesy, but it really felt like I could see improvement each and every time I sat down to play, and with each game helping me hone my skills like an 80s action hero in a training montage, and a steady supply of positive comments coming in from everyone who was watching my previously posted videos, I was slowly starting to get my confidence back. I guess now the only thing left to do is hop back into the ring and finish the fight. Okay, here we go. Game 2. I decided to drop towards Greasy Grove, because while it isn't my favorite place to be in the world, at least I know the area somewhat. Oh, and it seems I'm not alone in that idea. Great. Having luck with my solo strategy last time, I decided to land outside the main POI area and try to get some loot before joining the fast food free-for-all. Unfortunately for me, someone had the exact same idea for this random fucking house, so I decided to hit the bricks like my life depends on it. Their footsteps are right behind me, and to say I'm losing it is an understatement. My only hope is that there is something that I can use to defend myself with in this semi-trailer. A revolver. Perfect. I turn on my pursuer, only to see that apparently they didn't find a weapon in that house, and even with some misplaced shots due to adrenaline rushing through my system, I managed to eliminate them. I know I need to clear the area before more friends show up, drawn by my gunfire, so I decide to check this shack on the way for supplies. Now, most of you would probably just pickaxe open the wooden planks, but apparently I decide to shoot them down for style points or something. Nice. At least I get an SMG and some ammo out of it, I guess. I think I see some movement at this homestead, and sure enough, when I get close, I see someone making their escape in the distance. Looks like it's time for the hunted to become the hunter. I give chase, and dude is really hauling ass. As I get closer, the enemy opens fire on me. I steady myself, and with clear, quick, decisive shots, manage to take them down. A sniper rifle and burst AR are my rewards for my conquest, and I am starting to feel decently impressed with my progress. Hopefully I can keep that momentum going in my favor. I grab a med kit from a nearby pickup, and as I approach this house, I hear some footsteps from within. Oh shit. All that confidence I was building quickly evaporates. I crouch and wait, and eventually Jonesy comes running out of the house. I try to advance and take my shot with my sniper, but I miss. Luckily, I'm able to clean up with my SMG. I swap out my burst AR for a regular one and drop my pistol for a pump shotgun before continuing on. I hear some more gunshots, and after surveying the area, I realize it might be in my best interest to take the high ground and keep an eye out for anyone traveling through the area. I take the zip line up and find an unlooted chest, giving me a shield potion and an upgrade for my pump. I realize that I have a pretty advantageous position here, as the zone is pulling right up to this mountain I'm standing on. So anyone trying to rotate out of the storm will have to run by here. I plan to stay and see if I can take out anyone before continuing on, but unfortunately no one comes my way. The new zone has pulled pretty far away, back towards Greasy Grove, where this all started actually, and I realize that I'm gonna have to get to steppin' if I don't want to get caught out. As I head out, I realize that there's now only 5 players left in this game, and my heart is beginning to pound. I'm kind of kicking myself for sitting on that mountain for so long, because the other players will surely be set up in the new zone by the time I get there, but I guess I'll just have to head out and hope for the best. I realize that I may have a chance to get some high ground before the zone collapses if I hurry. As I reach the top, I see that another player got sniped, and we are down to 4 players remaining. I find some grenades in a chest on the house on the top of the hill, and I head outside to look over the grove when I hear some gunshots from the east. Another other player gets eliminated, and I try to see if I can see where the survivor of the fight is to finish them off. As I desperately search for them, another player gets sniped, meaning that it is just me and them remaining. This is it. All my training, all my practice has come down to this moment. One-on-one, mano-a-mano, and I know that I can't let my doubt shake my fundamentals that I have picked up from my time playing Fortnite, and that I need to see if I can capitalize on having this high ground position before the other player knows that I have an angle on them. I search the area cautiously, knowing that the remaining enemy player has a sniper rifle, when all of a sudden I spot a goddamn bush moving. What the hell? I take my shot, but miss, and the enemy starts to book it. I try to lob some grenades over the edge where I think the player will take cover from my shots, and in the process I almost take myself out with one. My nerves are starting to get to me. I see the player again and shoot, but miss. This guy knows what he's doing. He's using natural cover in the area to his advantage. He turns on me and tries to return fire with his sniper, but narrowly misses. My heart rate is skyrocketing at this point. I try to return fire and we exchange shots with no hits. I track him as he makes his way to the roof of the burger joint, line up another shot, but miss once again. He dives off the far side of the building, leaving me alone with no sight line on him. All the pressure of this match has shifted onto me, as I realize that the other player is now posted up in zone and I am stuck on the outside, forced to push into his position if I want a chance of winning. I am terrified at this point, but I know the longer I give him to set up and try to scout me out, the worse it will be for me. I drop down from height as the storm begins to move in. I push far right so he cannot see me unless he comes out of cover. I manage to get onto the hill overlooking the restaurant, hoping he will slip up and give me just one more shot, but it looks like he knows better. The enemy is trying to bait me into thinking he's in a gunfight with another player by shooting, hoping to draw me out, but I'm familiar with his game from other battle royales I've played. Knowing he's busy doing his fake little gunfight show, I decide to push further around, so I am now coming from the opposite side of the ring that I started on, hoping it will help me catch him off guard. I move in closer, desperately trying to see if I can spot him, and I won't lie to you all, I am freaking out. You know that phrase, my heart is in my throat? I always thought that was just a weird figure of speech, but after going through this, I can tell you that it is very real. I thought the pressure was bad before, but I had no idea what it would be like to be in the end game, posted up, knowing that the other player is patiently laying in wait for me to make a move, and that one mistake could be all that separates me from victory. The storm is collapsing again, and I slowly start to make my move, knowing that I have to push forward and just hope for the best. I move cautiously, knowing the other player could be around any corner, trying to line up a clean shot on me. As I look inside the restaurant, I see that they have traps set up inside, hoping that I'll just recklessly push into their position. As the zone shrinks down yet again, I move into position near the side entrance of the burger joint. I still don't have eyes on the other player, and I don't think I've ever felt this panicked while playing any other video game. But the other player must be feeling stressed too, because they start shooting and moving around more. At this point, I realize that they are not inside the building. They are on top of it, holding a high ground position directly over me. Oh shit. The ring begins to shrink again, and I have a moment of clarity, where I recognize that it is now or never. The rest of this match played out in my head like slow motion. I slowly creep back, hoping to get an angle. As I do, I see the enemy jump. We trade shotgun blasts, and as he lands, he double pumps me. I am down to 23 health. I accidentally pull out my sniper rifle, take a shot, and miss. The other player desperately tries to finish me off as I pull out my AR, take my shots, and I did it. Somehow, some way, I managed to come out of this fight alive. And not just alive, victorious. I am literally shaking at this point. And yeah, it might have been BM on my part, but you know I had to bust out the smooth moves on him for this one. I fucking did it. So there you have it. I may not be a master at the game, but I would like to think that I've improved a bit and got a win in Fortnite OG that I actually earned and can be proud of. I guess now I can finally equip the tagged Brella with pride. Now, it wasn't the best game in the world. No record-breaking amount of kills. I could have played a lot better, and I'm sure a lot of you have had some games that would put this one to shame. But this was my first solo win in Fortnite OG. And if anything, I think it goes to show you that a new player can jump into this game and learn enough to stand a chance. And I have everyone who watched the videos on this channel to thank for that. I know every content creator says this, but I really do try to read each and every comment on this channel so that I can get better and deliver some videos you guys will enjoy. I feel so thankful and blessed that I had the opportunity to make these silly little videos that people watch and enjoy, and I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to support me. It means more than you will ever know, so thank you so much. Overall, I've enjoyed my time with Fortnite OG, but I think I'll be taking a break from it for now. I appreciate what Chapter 1 Season 1 had to offer, and I think it was a great way for a new player like myself to see the humble beginnings of the Fortnite Battle Royale. But I have to be honest and say I'm having way more fun in Chapter 6 Season 1 at the moment. I know that a few people have mentioned that the OG Season 2 update will be a great time to check out what most consider the peak of Fortnite, so I will probably come back and check that out if you guys are interested in seeing another video on it. Let me know in the comments below, and give me some ideas on anything else you'd like to see while you're down there. But man, this journey was a lot longer than I thought it would be, and I feel like I've been rambling quite enough for one day. I'm off to go try and get some more wins, but in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the absolute best. And as always, make sure to eat well, stay hydrated, take care of yourself and those around you. I'll see you next time, friends.